Hello, my friends. Welcome to our back porch. Today I am... My turkey started gobbling. I knew this was going to happen. Today I am getting together some of our medicinals that I've been collecting and drying. Obviously, you can see some beautiful goldenrod in front of us here. We have a little bit here for some tea. You want some fresh buds here that haven't fully bloomed. And I thought maybe I could make them into a tea and then put them into an ice cube tray and make them into ice cubes and pull them out whenever I need to. So we'll see. I might have to voice over. Some of you don't mind the bird and sounds in the background, but I have some glass jars there as well as some of the medicinals that we've been drying. So in here we have quite a bit, and I thought it would be fun to get these in their proper jars and tell you what each medicinal, what we use it for, essentially what we're pulling from here. Gomez is like, I guess, feeling chatty, or he can hear the girl screaming, which is what sends him off. But I'm battling some stink bugs. The lantern flies have died off. If you know me, you know, I really don't like stink bugs. They go for my head every time. They just dive bomb me. So, hi, hello. It's really great to see you. Last video, I put my heart out there and y'all delivered. So you're my community, you're my people. I just really appreciate everyone's kind comments. I haven't gotten back to everyone yet, but I'm slowly responding. As you know, it gets extremely overwhelming because I like to respond to everyone. I know a lot of you understand that I'm one person and I can't do that, but it means a lot to me to connect with each of you, so I'm slowly working through it. But thank you. It's really comforting and supportive to hear that so many of you feel the same way. I know most of you are out there, you know, but it's nice. So appreciate you all. Anyways, I'm not gonna get sappy on this video. We're going to talk about some medicinal healing and some herbalism, because I promised I'd share some of that knowledge. If you're new here, I am a certified herbalist through the Herbal Academy. I don't believe that you need to be a certified herbalist to utilize most of this information. I feel like a lot of these plants, a lot of these flowers, herbs were put here for a purpose. They were put here to help us heal. So while I believe that modern medicine has its time and place, I do pull for natural holistic healing most of the time. So I'm going to go through here what we're drying here, put it in the jar, and then tell you its benefits. So let's start off. I don't have anything to hang this on, otherwise this would be much easier. And you might hear a duck, you might hear, I don't know, a turkey apparently in the background. But let's see, the first one, fragrant, is going to be lavender. So lavender is a common one, and it's great that we started off with this because I feel like a lot of people know what to do with this, but you know, there's new things that you can use with it as well. So I put it in my handy dandy dryer here. You can find these for like under $8 on Amazon. You could build your own, or you could dehydrate or freeze dry these. I feel like this keeps the most medicinal benefits though. I feel like it keeps the plant intact, if that makes sense. So I reference several books. They will all be linked in my description box here, but there are also several creators that are pretty biased when it comes to herbalism, and unfortunately herbalism is associated often with dark magic and witches and whatnot, and I don't necessarily like that. I guess I don't mind it. I'm definitely into the spook, but I don't believe it was set here for dark purposes. I believe it was set here for a purpose by our creator to help us heal. So yes, that's the side I'm on. And I thought it was funny the other day, my son reads the Hardy Boys with my husband at night, and it was pretty comforting to hear. Those books date back such a long time, but it was so comforting to hear one of the tales. They were talking about white witches and how they are positive healers in a society, and Wilder said, kind of like Mom. And I don't know, I took it as a compliment that made me feel really good. So yes, lavender, I'm gonna take it. You can use the stock of it here. If I don't say the proper terms, if I don't give you the scientific definition, I apologize. It's just not me. But I'm going to take the sprigs here, whatever you want to call them. I just don't like the toughness of the stem here. I guess it depends what I'm using it for. This lavender specifically is grown for a balm that I like to use. I use it for tallow balm. Lavender is super calming. Can use it at nighttime to help you with sleep. I like to use it in tincture form for headaches. You can also put it in a roller, like a roller form, to put right on your headache spot. I suffer from migraines, unfortunately, and they've never gone away. I've really tried everything, and I have just realized that I am a person with migraines, and I've tried to treat the root cause several times, but it's just hasn't worked out for me. So yes, I'm just here, and I've been a sufferer of migraines for a very long time, so I just know how to treat them in myself, and I find that lavender does help. Sleep helps, you know, but I'm a mother of 4. It's a little tricky to get sleep, adequate amounts, and then more amounts than you need. So I'm just taking the sprigs right off of there. And you can use fresh plant matter. This video is not really made for fresh plant matter because I'm utilizing the dry here, but lavender is a common one. Like I said, a lot of people use it for aromatherapy. A lot of people use lavender essential oil. I am not really a fan of essential oils. There is a book by April Graham of She Is of the Woods, and she kind of breaks down VOCs and really, I don't know, I guess the problem with essential oils and how it could be a detriment. So I really encourage you to check out her channel. She's not for everyone, but she's a favorite of mine. But anyways, she wrote a book and she always has that linked, so you can check that out. I don't think I can link it, otherwise I would for you. This is another variety of lavender. It got cut off. Lavender is amazing. It has so many benefits. I like it to promote healing and rest, so utilize that knowledge and apply that to your individual needs. Next, hi honey, I'm going to take a tall jar. My mom dropped off all these mason jars and I've been just checking them out. This is the Ball Perfect Mason. I really love this one, and I'm going to put some comfrey in it. I keep the leaves whole, but you don't have to. And comfrey, again, is a great healer, specifically for wounds for me. And I have so many leaves down there, I'm just going to kind of keep it like this. Comfrey is great to use as like a warm compress, so you can heat up the leaf and put it on a wound or around it. I've used it in a salve to tend to scarring on the skin. I've used it for my husband's back. He gets a sore back every now and again, so putting on that with a little bit of aloe and kind of keeping it under a warm compress, so just like a warm washcloth or heating pad, is very helpful. A lot of people use it as a poultice, so they'll chew it up and then spit it out, and that internally will help you with different items. I don't really like that route, but you can if you are in need of this during like an emergency setting. But honestly, it's great as a salve, just like a topical balm that you can put on the skin. So I really enjoy it. I think it's fun to store and it's really beautiful to grow. It's just like an interesting piece if you have a medicinal garden, because there are these large leaves that kind of spread out, and then you can plant things around it. So you can utilize this as a shade crop as well. Some people mistake it for mullein, I've noticed, but the plants grow very differently, and mullein has a softer leaf, whereas comfrey has a bottom leaf, and those it's not a soft leaf, it's a little prickly. So I don't really, again, have any scientific terms. I'm just telling you how it feels on my skin. So make sure you're identifying plants in the correct way. I'm not an expert. I still use my book every single time I identify a plant, because there are so many plants that look similar, and the Northeast Medicinal Plants book is so helpful for me, and they have one for each region. it will go into plants that look alike to the plant that you want to identify. It could go into what that plant could do to you if it's harmful. And I think it's just such a great book. So again, I'm going to link that. That's my favorite one. I talk about that one all the time. Okay, next step here is just classic rosemary. Some of these items I use as just like a culinary thing, you know, just add rosemary to just about anything, but I like having it for the winter time for my hair. I know that sounds vain. There are medicinal uses for rosemary. It could really help you because it acts as an antiviral, so I mean, it could help you with that. It has a lot of healing properties. So yes, rosemary for me has really helped my hair. I just make a rosemary rinse and just spritz it on my hair when I get out of the shower. It's just like boiling water, and you can add whatever you want to it. You could add rose to that, which sometimes I do, but it's really helped my hair after 4 babies. That and beef liver, I swear by. I think that's really the trick to all of this, but rosemary is pretty incredible. So you can eat it to get that medicinal value, cook with it, you know, or you could put it in a balm. You could take it as a tincture, which I really enjoy, or you could put it in a hair wash. Some of you have your own uses for rosemary, so let me know in the comments what you like. Okay, next up is lemon balm, and for all my moms out there or people that experience some of these emotions that moms do, because some of us do, lemon balm is incredible. It's incredible for calming the mind. If you are a sufferer of anything postpartum related, I just immediately go for lemon balm. I wouldn't say it's a cure-all. I don't like saying that, but it's incredible. It really helps ease the mind. I've been having some struggles with brain fog, and I have talked about that on my other channel. If you're new here, I have a motherhood channel, coping with, you know, being a stay-at-home mom. Again, I'm not loving the word coping for it, but it's a struggle for those of us that it doesn't come naturally to. So there are ways to enjoy motherhood in this season that I'm in, and I like to share about that on the other channel. So anyways, lemon balm, I like to just drink it in my tea every day. You can make it into a tincture and put it into your tea, but I always have fresh lemon balm on hand all throughout the year because I grow it in my indoor herb garden as well. But I do like to dry it just to give to others. The smell is so incredible. And I've had questions before, like, how do I extract scent if I want to make this into like an essential oil essentially, but not an essential oil? And the best thing that I have found is just to keep it like this, but to take the plant that you're wanting, say lavender or lemon balm, and put it onto a carrier. The best carrier for me would be tallow, but you could use like a shea butter if you want. And then you're just gonna set that in a cool, dark area for about 6 weeks. And it infuses, I guess, into whatever fat carrier that is, so shea butter or tallow. And it creates whatever you want. So with that tallow, I make like a lemon balm lotion, and I put that on my hands at night just for some calm. So it's not this incredibly powerful scent, but some of us enjoy that. So lemon balm, once again, super easy to grow. Some people consider it invasive. I wouldn't consider it invasive. It just grows really well. So that's why it's, I don't know, it spreads out for me, and I enjoy that it goes everywhere, but not a lot of people do. So yes, lemon balm. If you're going to take anything out of this, lemon balm is your jam. It will calm your mind, and it will give you some rest during this time of chaos. Okay, next up is going to be basil, a classic. I love basil. It grows so well. I like to grow it year-round. Once again, a lot of these herbs can be grown year-round if you have a hydroponic system set up, and I don't have this incredible setup. It's just you could DIY one even. I've tried that before, but I just really like my one that plugs into the wall. It's usually on sale. I try and let people know when things are on sale, but I don't want to like be pushy. But a lot of people ask about products, and I try and keep an eye on when they are on sale, and that's when I share them. But yeah, the hydroponic system is always linked to my Amazon store, and you can grow herbs and medicinals all year round if you don't have any land to grow, although you could grow these in containers, or if you just don't feel like gardening, I don't know. But anyways, basil, culinary, great, but it's really helpful for coughs for me and the family. So I like to make a basil mullein tea and then go from there. It helps clear our cough, and it really helps my kids because not a lot of them love the taste of mullein. I myself included, I don't really like the taste of it, but I'll drink it just to feel better. You can also make this into like a basil mullein tincture, or you could do them separate and then add a drop of each. I really feel like basil is like a forgotten herb when it comes to medicinals, just because it's so tasty in the kitchen. I love fresh basil and mozzarella with balsamic and tomato in the summertime, but it's really incredible all year around for so many different things. So try basil for a cough or a sinus issue. I've even found that it really helps with sinus headaches, and that is something I wanted to touch on, so that was my segue. Basil to this. I said in the last video, I made some comments about Tylenol. Most of you agreed with me. I think everybody did, that all in all, if you use a lot of it, it's going to be terrible for you. If you sparingly use it, I'm not guaranteeing something bad will happen to you, but you know what I mean. It's one of those things where you probably shouldn't be using it every single day of your life. But anyways, there are alternatives to Tylenol out there, and I thought maybe it would be helpful to do a video on that, because I actually haven't seen anything out there. I've just seen it divided, like that, just down the middle, like it's good for you or it's bad for you. And I haven't seen any resolution to that. So yes, some of you are new to the herbalism world, and unfortunately a lot of us have been afraid of these plants. Although they were the original healers, a lot of the pharmaceutical companies took some of those plants and just overprocessed them so much and made them into these medicines, as they call it. They realized what they could do to these medicines to create more problems in people. So that's how I feel about them. All of these pharmaceuticals that are on the shelves, helping people, aiding people, I'm not saying that all of them are terrible. I feel like modern medicine has helped many people, but at the same time, like I've said in the past, that's not what I'm grabbing for, so that's why I'm sharing this knowledge. And there's been some comments that YouTube itself just doesn't really recommend herbalism or preparedness, and I'm aware of that. I've gotten some, advice on SEO and how maybe I should just direct my attention to a different type of niche to grow my channel, and I just don't think I'm going to do that. I'm passionate about a lot of things, but I don't feel called to share them as much as I feel called to share about preparedness and herbalism. So I'm pretty sure it's intentional that they don't want to share things like this. They don't want to make them popular. So I'm going to continue to share it. So yes, if you want to see a video on some alternatives for Tylenol, let me know. I have several and they work. I'm living proof. My family, my children are living proof, and I feel like herbs could really help a lot of people. And we've done this before, but let me know an ailment and I could make a video on it. Again, I have to disclose that I'm not a doctor. I'm just a mom. I'm just a girl that wanted to learn how to heal herself from some questionable decisions in her adolescence. So ever since then, I've really been just trying to go the natural route, trying to detox from whatever I put in my body a long time ago. And I feel like a lot of us can relate to that. It doesn't necessarily have to be this dark thing. It could be food related, just trying to heal from all of the unnatural processed garbage that's out there. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Welcome if you're new. A lot of you are. I think that's really cool. So introduce yourself if you feel like it, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye, y'all.